blast, wide open, woke sessions. Mind, body, soul, no second guessing. Spilling truths, no sugarcoat dressing. Wisdom hunting, cash and knowledge blessing. Hands to the streets, wide open the road. Eyes on the prize, ain't no time for jokes, lies and eyes. These days we roll, truth on the mic, destiny and vote. Hands to the streets, wide open.
Hey, how's my wide open woke family doing out there? This is Audi Rob coming at you with another good video. This video is going to be talking more about the crash retrievals of the UFOs, and it's going to be one of those long lost videos that no one has not seen out there. I hadn't seen it out there in the UFO, I should say in the UFO community that's been showing videos right now. I haven't seen this one out there yet, so this one might be fine, interesting. You might want to check it out. So, but it's going to be a pretty long video. So this may be like a two-part series that I'm going to be doing here, a two-part series show, because I want to keep it under an hour. I don't want to make it too long and stretched out. Matter of fact, I might break it down to 4 parts where you can get this information out to you quickly. But it's some pretty good information, and you might want to check it out. So here we go. Without further ado, away we go.
Are we alone in the universe? It's a question we've been asking since mankind developed language. The idea that aliens may be visiting Earth is an old ponderance. It is important for humans to understand our place in the vast cosmos we inhabit. Are there life forms older than us? And if so, could some of them have visited or be visiting our tiny blue globe? Only recently has evidence come forward that may answer this age-old question. Does physical evidence exist of spacecraft manufactured by a race other than humans? How do we quantify this evidence? Who has it, and can we, the inhabitants of Earth, understand it? Many say not only are we not alone, but we have been visited multiple times and by various different races, and their technology has been scattered around our planet many times when their technology, just like ours, fails.
No titles popping up on there. Gotta watch for copyright. It's for entertainment purposes only.
All machines fail, no matter how complex or advanced they are. Therefore, it isn't unusual that if aliens are visiting Earth frequently, then they would experience failures of their craft, just as we have airline crashes and train derailments. No machine, no matter how technologically advanced, is perfect. When most people think of a UFO crash, they think of Roswell, New Mexico. However, Roswell is only one of many such occurrences. UFO crash reports have been published since 1884. This early and perhaps the first UFO crash reported in the United States occurred in Max, Nebraska, about 35 miles northwest of Binkleman in Dundee County on the 6th of June. John W. Ellis and 3 of his herdsmen, as well as a number of other cowboys, were out engaged in a roundup when they were startled by a terrific whirring noise over their heads, and turning their eyes, saw a blazing body falling like a shot to earth. It struck beyond them, being hidden from view by a bank. One of the herdsmen, Alf Williamson, was burned as he approached the craft, which had created a split in the ground as it came to a stop. He was taken back to Ellis's home and treated for his burns. E.W. Rawlins, the brand inspector for the district, came to the location later to inspect it. The Nebraska State Journal reported on the event again in 1887, saying one piece that looked like the blade of a propeller screw of a metal of an appearance like brass, about 16 inches wide, 3 inches thick, and 3.5 feet long, was picked up by a spade. It would not weigh more than 5 pounds, but appeared as strong and compact as any known metal. A fragment of a wheel with a milled rim, apparently having had a diameter of 7 or 8 feet, was also picked up. It seemed to be of the same material and had the same remarkable lightness.
Are y'all seeing this?
The description of the material in this case is reminiscent of the Roswell debris regarding its lightness and durability. Yet this crash occurred 63 years before the Roswell incident. Some UFO researchers believe that remnants of the metal from this crash could be lost.
He said 63 years before Roswell? Whoa. Okay, keep going.
Or buried in the Republican River Valley, and that it's possible that in a barn or tool shed there could still be pieces of metal laying around that no one knows where it came from. Perhaps one day someone will discover an unusual fragment from this crash and bring forth physical proof of the existence of alien visitors. Most UFO researchers agree all roads from UFO crash retrieval incidents lead directly to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio and their Foreign Technology Division. Wright-Patterson's Foreign Technology Laboratories are the final destination for any material recovered from other nations which may have some strategic value to our military. Technology is acquired, then back engineered to determine how it was made and to glean any useful advances that may further our own technology.
This is the Air Force base that was also just had the big recent drone. We had the drones that were all over the Air Force base there in Ohio. This is the one. This is the base in Ohio that they were talking about. All right.
Not only is Wright-Patterson the logical destination for UFO material, there are many who say they have seen or know of the existence of alien bodies there as well. In 1947, something crashed in Corona near Roswell, New Mexico. Debris from that crash is reported to have been sent to Wright-Patterson, as well as the bodies of the craft's occupants. No one knows if they are still there today, though it is well known that Wright-Patterson does have long-term cold storage facilities where bodies could be preserved. In his book, The Day After Roswell, Colonel Philip J. Corso claims he stewarded extraterrestrial artifacts recovered from the crash near Roswell. Corso was chief of the Pentagon's Foreign Technology Desk in Army Research and Development in 1961, working under Lieutenant General Arthur Trudeau. Corso says a covert government group was assembled under the leadership of the first Director of Central Intelligence, Admiral Roscoe H. Hillenkotter, which was called Majestic 12. Among its tasks was to collect all information on off-planet technology. According to Corso, the reverse engineering of these artifacts indirectly led to the development of accelerated particle beam devices, fiber optics, lasers, integrated circuit chips, and Kevlar material. In the book, Corso claims the Strategic Defense Initiative, or SDI, Star Wars, was meant to achieve the destructive capability of electronics guidance systems and incoming enemy warheads, as well as the disabling of enemy spacecraft, including those of extraterrestrial origin. Several previous employees and military personnel that have been stationed at Wright-Patterson have come forward and claimed there are secret underground facilities there. These facilities are said to have been installed under Hangar 18 and 23 with adjoining tunnels. No one knows how deep or how large the underground system is, but claims persist that intact, even fully functional saucers are housed there. Not only do they have material from crashed UFOs and saucers, rumors persist that the government is also keeping live aliens in special atmospheric chambers within these underground sections. Bodies of dead aliens and chambers with living alien beings secure within the confines of a heavily guarded military airbase in the United States. You may say this is the stuff of science fiction, but the government has for decades and continues to keep sinister secrets from the public. Wright-Patterson is just one of many secret locations within the United States that facilities such as this do exist.
Wow, just go ahead and think about it. Think about it. That's wow. Think about it, people. They've always had a base there, that Wright-Patterson Field there in Ohio. They've always had a base there. And and you want to think about that Men in Black movie? See, the trick is they have to show us whatever it is that's ever hidden. They have to show us, but in the way they show us in a way of, they show us the truth, but they put a storyline around it, and then we get caught up in a storyline, like Men in Black. You can get Will Smith and Tommy Davidson, make it a little humor, put a storyline around it. Bam, you got the Men in Black 2, Men in Black 3, whatever. You got the truth right in front of your face, but you think it's science fiction. What they did was they showed you the truth, what they were doing, and they just added a little humor to it so you can get you're entertained. Aren't you all entertained? Well, that goes with this whole Matrix thing and this whole life thing. Let's continue on this movie here, on this little video, because this is going to be something, because I got more videos coming for you with more information just like this. Ready to go. Woo!
The most famous UFO crash would undoubtedly be the Roswell incident. However, nothing crashed at Roswell. The crash occurred about 75 miles away at Corona, New Mexico. The Roswell Air Base was the closest location for the event to be reported and the objects to be ferried to. From there, the UFO crash material was flown to Wright-Patterson in Ohio. Roswell has become synonymous with UFO crash retrievals. Indeed, it is the most investigated case with the most eyewitness reports and deathbed confessions for any UFO incident. Over the years, some of the Roswell information has been proven to be false, yet at its core, there are undeniable facts that cannot be ignored. The events of Roswell began on either July 2nd or July 4th, when William W. Mack Brazel, a sheep rancher, discovered debris on his ranch after a night of severe thunderstorms. He found the debris to be unusual and had no idea what it could be from. Days later, Brazel brought some of the material to Roswell while on a trip there to look into getting a new truck. He showed the material to the local sheriff, who reported it to Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer at the Roswell Army Air Base. Marcel, with other officers, drove out to the ranch and collected the material. Marcel was familiar with all flight technology the USA possessed, but was clueless as to what the material was or where it came from. Later, the second part of the craft was discovered a few miles away, and it too was collected. At this point, what happened next depends on who you ask. However, most researchers agree the material was collected, bodies were discovered, and it all was packaged up and sent to Ohio. No one knows where it is today, though many believe the debris is at Wright-Patterson, and the actual hull of the craft is in a secure location in Nevada within the Area 51 test range called S4. Of course, the government denies any of this happened and maintains no UFOs crashed near Roswell. They claim that the Roswell craft was a basic radar reflective balloon called Project Mogul, and the bodies were simply dummies dropped in the desert in the 1950s. Several witnesses to the Roswell incident beg to differ. Today, there are hundreds of eyewitnesses that have come forward adding more bits and pieces to the Roswell story. A museum has been established dedicated to the incident, and researchers are continuously learning more details, including information that there exists a special military unit whose sole mandate is to recover and deal with crashed UFOs.
Now, that was during the first part, I should say, of the UFOs. That was the crash retrieval program when it first started. That was the last time that the news was really the news. The news when they first came out and they said, oh, we spaceship in Roswell. We found one, boom, boom, boom. They came out and told the news first. And then later on came out and said it was a balloon. So that's when they started denying us the news, because the next following year they formed the CIA, which was in 1948. But we'll go into that. Let's go ahead and continue for a few more minutes here, because I want to keep this video kind of within that 40-minute range, within that mile range, because I got more information to get out to you, and I want to get it across all platforms, and all platforms don't want to honor, a whole long video. They want to get short snippets, so I understand that. But this is information that has to get out to you all. But here we go again. Let's continue. Hope you're enjoying this like I am. I got plenty of these. We're going to get you some inside information on
long before the X-Files TV series, the Majestic 12 documents arrived. The documents were anonymously sent to TV producer Jamie Shandera's residence in Hollywood, California in December of 1984 in the form of photos on 35mm film. After developing the images, he spent the next few years researching and authenticating them. The documents are a brief about a secret government agency that was created in response to the crash at Roswell. The agency, known as Majestic 12 or MJ-12, would be responsible for handling the UFO extraterrestrial situation in the United States, including but not limited to the cleanup of crashed saucers, dispensation of alien technology to be back engineered, and cover-up of alien visitation evidence. The documents include the first members of the organization.
Sorry about that, people.
Dated November 18, 1952, they mention the Roswell incident, which happened in 1947. According to these documents, an alien spaceship did indeed crash near Roswell. Its propulsion system was apparently destroyed in the crash, but 4 alien bodies were recovered from the scene. It was concluded that the ship probably originated from outside our solar system and was probably a short-range craft. The document briefly describes another crash at El Indio, Texas in 1950. The MJ-12 documents were said to be briefing papers for President-elect Eisenhower from briefing officer Admiral Roscoe H. Hillenkotter, the first director of the CIA from 1947 to 1950. The documents also list the other members of MJ-12, all high-profile figures in the U.S. federal government. The authenticity of the documents has been a hot debate since their public release in 1987 by Shandera, together with partner William Moore, author of The Roswell Incident. Some supporters, such as retired aerospace engineer Robert M. Wood, have spoken publicly in support of these documents, citing forensic evidence. Both the FBI and the Air Force claim that these documents are fakes, citing an Air Force investigation. To make matters more complicated, others, such as an alleged ex-special agent for the U.S. Air Force Office of Special Investigations, Richard Doty, claimed that the MJ-12 documents are part of a large disinformation campaign that lasted decades and were orchestrated by the AFOSI to make UFO researchers believe they were seeing alien technology, when in fact the objects studied and observed were secret USA projects. The jury is still out on the truth surrounding these documents, and other supporting documents have been leaked since these. The MJ-12 documents may or may not be real, but the existence of a military retrieval unit has been documented and reportedly involved in almost every crash to date. Roswell may have been the most famous UFO crash. It is by far not the only one. 13 years after the Nebraska crash of 1884, a UFO crashed into a windmill in Aurora, Texas. The year was 1897, and this was the year of the great airship reports in the United States. As the story goes, it was April 17th. A slow-moving spaceship crashed into a windmill on Judge Proctor's property, bursting into pieces. As the debris was searched through, supposedly the body of a small alien was discovered. Originally, the alien pilot was dubbed the Martian pilot. Some of the debris also revealed material sketched with a type of hieroglyphic. The townfolk gave the poor little creature a proper burial in the local cemetery. In 1973, a living witness to the crash recalled the story and validated the recovery and burial of a little man not of this earth. Reportedly, wreckage from the crash site was dumped into a nearby well located under the damaged windmill, while some ended up with the alien in the grave. Adding to the mystery was the story of Mr. Brawley Oates, who purchased Judge Proctor's property around 1935. Oates cleaned out the debris from the well in order to use it as a water source, but later developed an extreme severe case of arthritis, which he claimed to be the result of contaminated water from the wreckage dumped into the well. As a result, Oates sealed up the well with a concrete slab and placed an outbuilding on top of the slab. MUFON investigated the Aurora Cemetery and uncovered a grave marker that appeared to show a flying saucer of some sort, as well as readings from its metal detector. MUFON asked for permission to exhume the site, but the Cemetery Association declined. One interesting aspect to the story is that a Mr. T.J. Weems, a United States Signal Service officer, discovered papers on the body that were written in a strange hieroglyphic-type script. He assumed it was a journal of the aliens' travels. No one can locate these papers today, and it's assumed Mr. Weems took them. Mr. Weems was likely attached to nearby Fort Worth, If so, this could be the first time physical proof of the existence of aliens was returned to a government military base. Is it possible that the government had in its possession metal fragments and alien writings as early as 1897? Is the body of an alien still buried in a small town cemetery in Texas? And could any of this material still exist today?
Wow. Wow. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut that one part right now. We're going to do a second part to this video on this crash retrieval video, okay? Just want to do this part right here. We're going to cut this off and we're going to start it again on another half of it as part 2 to this crash retrieval video series, okay? Now, this videos, I'll be coming to you with a series of videos now. I got videos that's going to be coming into you, giving you the whole 9/11 conspiracy, the whole kit and caboodle on what's happening in Antarctica, all the hidden stuff. It's so much stuff. I got so much information for you guys, but I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to get a server, get a private server, just like Eddie Griffin and everybody else, you know, so you can't get shut down with what you're about to show, because they've been taking down some of my videos since I've been trying to get the truth out there to everybody, you know, in the world. I'm trying to get the truth out there, and they're shutting us down one by one. So I'm trying to get a server, but in the meantime, I got videos coming for you. So please like and subscribe. This is Wide Open Woke Podcast with Audi Rob. And we want to tell y'all peace, love, and light. And don't ever stop. Keep going.
Blast wide open woke sessions. Mind, body, soul, no second guessing. Spilling truths, no sugarcoat dressing. Wisdom hunting, cash and knowledge blessing. Hands to the streets, wide open woke. Eyes on the prize, ain't no time for jokes, lies, and eyes. These chains we broke, shoot on the mic, destiny and vote. Hands to the streets.